Good day, viewers. Pwalpar here. Thought I'd do a bit of a vlog today. Sitting out here on the porch a little bit. Seems like winter is coming on quick. It's been a while since I made one of my vlogs. But that's what's on the agenda today. Today I was thinking I had I managed to pick up a few limbs out in the yard and haul them out to the back, but first I had to jump off my truck with a jumper cable. It's been so long since I started it that the battery was acting dead. But that's because I've been sitting on my tail end quite a bit lately. And I actually went over to the landfill today and dumped some trash at the dump. That's the extent of what I did today. But as I was driving over there, I got to thinking about something many of you younger people probably never heard of. Nowadays you play video games, watch TVs, DVDs and videos, or movies on your television. But believe it or not, there was a time when we were prone to, we would go to what was called a drive-in movie theater. And many of the younger people probably couldn't imagine what it is. But it's like a huge parking lot, and people would wait till almost dark and drive down here to this drive-in movie theater. Had a big movie screen on a billboard, bigger than a building, huge thing. And the cars would drive in and park all in a row facing this big screen. Somewhere in the back of the parking lot looking area was a movie projector. When it got dark, they would project the movie up on this screen. It's called a drive-in. You could drive your car down there to the drive-in, park in one of them rows, and watch the movie from the comfort of inside of your car. At least we thought it was comfort. You know, and I know nowadays it's much more comfortable sitting on your butt in front of the television. But prior to color TV and DVDs and all that, it was quite popular for people to go to the drive-in movies. I'm sure many of you older people have got stories you can tell how some of the young people would stick somebody in the trunk and sneak them into the place. So you paid by how many people were in the car. And they actually had, regular movies you would see in an indoor movie theater, but on a much bigger scale. The screen was bigger than an indoor movie theater. Some of you people probably never even been to an indoor movie theater. But I got some fond memories of drive-in theaters. It had its handicaps. If it rained while you were in there, you had to run your wipers, and that annoyed the sound. To get sound by each parking place, there was a pole with a speaker on it. And the driver would reach out and get this speaker on a long coiled wire, like a telephone wire, bring it inside the car and hang it on the window, and adjust the volume where everybody in the car could hear it. And the cars were parked kind of uphill, so you wouldn't be looking at the back of the car in front of you. You'd be looking up at the screen. And we actually paid money for this form of entertainment. And it has its drawbacks. Imagine you got to go to the bathroom, you got to get out and walk all the way to the other end of the parking lot to a concession stand. Because sometime during the movie, they would stop the movie and have an intermission. And all during that intermission, they'd be playing commercials about how they had juicy hot dogs and hamburgers and popcorn and Cokes. Come on down to the concession stand and get you some snacks. And they would show you this food on the screen, and by then you're ready for a nighttime snack anyway, so people would flock down to this concession stand and buy their snacks. Some of the memories I had were quite colorful, and one or two was quite painful. I remember one time when I was still quite young, I don't remember who we went to the drive-in with, but they put my butt out of the car and said, go get us a Coke. I wasn't big, I was probably 5 or 6 years old. I wasn't very old. And we were in like a big Lincoln type car. As soon as I got out of the car, they slammed the door. I went back to watching the movie, had the noise, volume turned up loud in there. But little did they know they had closed the door on my finger. I'm outside the car with my hand stuck in the door like this, hollering, help, help, let me in, let me in. But they oblivious to me, it was a back door that was closed on my hand. I must have been out there hollering for 5 minutes where somebody in another car came over there and banged on the window and said, hey fella, why don't you let your kid loose from the stuck in the door back here? Seems funny now, it was quite painful to me. My little fingers were bent up like pretzels. So they opened the door and sent me on to get my coat, sore hand and all. Went back to watching the movie. Also, you wouldn't think of it nowadays, but people were trusting in those days. There was probably thousands of these movie theaters all over the United States. It was not uncommon to drive down there, put your kid out to go play in the playground, usually an unsupervised area. Somewhere at the back of the drive-in theater was some swing sets and seesaws and whatever toys they felt needed in a playground. And the kids would go back there and play while the adults sit up there and watch the movie like a bunch of lazy yahoos. Young teenagers would be cuddled up with their girlfriends, smooching or whatever. And it was just a fun thing to do to go to the movies. I'm sure many of you older people got some story about the drive-in theater. I think I actually got my first shot of booze, which was, I believe it was Four Roses brand whiskey. Somebody had a bottle in the car as we were teenagers. Poured me some of that and Coca-Cola, and that was the best Coca-Cola I ever drank. Went home about half drunk that night. But all in all, it was a fun thing to do. And you get home about 11 or 12 o'clock at night. It probably wouldn't seem like much fun to people today, but we sure got a lot of entertainment out of it. So if you can imagine sitting in an uncomfortable car, trying to, especially if you were younger and smaller, sitting in the back seat trying to see through Mom and Daddy's head, which was all in the way, so you had to sit like this all night looking to see the movie. Would have been much better to sit home watching a TV, but there might even still be some drive-ins in existence today. I don't know why I was thinking about drive-in movies, but that's my vlog today. I'm sure many of you got stories to tell about trips to the drive-in movies. Thanks for listening.